Greetings everyone, welcome to the channel. In this Season 27 Diablo 3 build guide video, we're going to be taking a look at the armor of Akkhan, just updated on maxroll.gg to include the Blade of Prophecy and that new Sanctified affix when you cast Falling Sword. So first things first, we're going to go over the gear, then we're going to touch on the skills, and then we're going to finish the video with some gameplay. Big special shout out to each and every single one of my subscribers, and each and every single member of the Discord community. So without any further ado, let's jump right on into this build guide. So for the main weapon, obviously it is the Blade of Prophecy, codenamed Righteous. Affixes on there for damage, poison damage, percent damage, increased attack speed, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. It is augmented for 750 additional strength thanks to Chaldean's Despair. It is infused with the Gem of Ease, so you're going to get 8,000 experience per kill, and when you kill an enemy, you deal the damage done by the death blow to all enemies within 25 yards. Pets and followers cannot trigger this effect. The legendary bonus just buffed says 2 condemned enemies also trigger Condemn's explosion, and the damage of Condemn is increased by 800%. And the Sanctified affix, which reads, after casting Falling Sword, you descend from the sky with 2 archangels that can cast Consecration and Condemn. 52.1% for the cooldown of all skills. Moving on now into the gloves. Not too many affixes to talk about here. Stacking a lot of strength, hitting over 10,000 with the augment. You also get 10 yards to your gold health pickup radius, 35% additional gold from monsters, the Holy Cause passive, and 15% for the cooldown of all skills and the resource cost reduction. Now we do have the full set, which was just recently updated in patch 2.74. So yeah, but you are going to need the Ring of Royal Grandeur to get the 6-piece set bonus. Just wanted to throw that out there. Moving on to the shoulders, this has a couple additional affixes, the 30,000 life per hit and the 40,000 thorns damage. Very nice. 150% critical hit damage, 25% life, again hitting over 10,000 strength with the augment. Cooldown of all skills and resource cost reduction both at 15%. 35% chance to inflict bleed for 21,000 to 27,000 damage over 5 seconds. Very nice. And a bonus 25% damage to the enemies. Very nice. This is the Guild's Authority set. We have the 2-piece and 3-piece set bonus utilizing that Ring of Royal Grandeur. Moving on into the chest piece. Codename Righteous, Armor of Akkhan. It has 1,000 to all stats, 20 to your gold health pickup radius yards, 35% gold from monsters, 8,750 strength above with the augment, 40% life, 220% critical hit damage, and 1,000 to all stats. Reduces cooldown of all skills is at 23.5% and a 15% resource cost reduction. Very nice indeed. Moving on into the helm. This is why this can only be had in seasonal, but don't worry, you non-seasonal players. I'll be covering some new builds for you guys coming out here in the near future, so stay tuned for that. This is socketed with 3 soul shards. That is the reason why it can only be had in seasonal. But we have 8,000 strength, 42.0 critical hit chance, LOL if you guys get that reference, 23,000 life per hit, and increases wrath regeneration by 2 per second. It's got that augment for 750 strength, 80% gold from monsters, 150% magic item find, and 38,625 life from health potions and globes. And it has all of these other bonuses on there. I would read them all, but there's literally so many of them. There's no way in heck I could read all of those. Moving on into the amulet, this is a rare level 1 amulet, the PvP amulet to be exact, buffing all main stats. You're going to get 400% damage to all Crusader skills, 3,320 life per wrath spent, 480% gold from monsters. The gold health pickup radius is increased by 30 yards, it ignores durability loss, and all of the other bonuses shown on screen. This is a very nice amulet, probably one of the better ones that I've ever made. Moving on into the bracers, this is the 2nd piece of the All Guild's Authority set. It's pretty good. It has over 7,000 strength, or actually just under 7,000 strength, counting the augment, 200% damage, 25% life, 40,000 thorns damage. You get life after each kill, which is really, really nice. And cooldown of all skills at 31.1%. and 23.5% for the resource cost reduction, and a 40% damage to the enemy bonus. Not bad. For the offhand, this is the Unrelenting Phalanx, which just casts Phalanx twice, which is very nice, and killing an elite enemy reduces all your active cooldowns by 5 seconds. You also get some wrath regen, life per hit, critical hit damage, percent life, and over 9,000 strength counting the augment. Very nice indeed. Moving on into the first ring, this is the Immortal ring right here. 100% damage to all Crusader skills, not too bad. 1000 to all stats. Killing an enemy reduces the cooldown of Steed's charge by 1 second, and all of the other bonuses. But look at that chance to deal 192% area damage on hit. Absolutely crazy. The second ring is the 1 billion physical skill damage ring. You get 1100% damage, 520 to resist all elements. You get some life per hit, percent damage to all Crusader skills, 20 to the gold health pickup radius yards, ignores durability loss, and picking up a health globe increases move speed by 40% for 7 seconds, and all of the other bonuses shown on screen. Moving on into the boots, this is the armor of Akkhan. Pretty good though. I mean, they have just under 7,000 strength, counting the augment. It's got some percent damage, percent life, percent critical hit damage. I mean, it's got pretty much all the areas covered. You get that 40,000 thorns damage and 35% gold from monsters. It also has 22-year maximum wrath, 31.1% for the cooldown of all skills, 23.5% for the resource cost reduction, and 40% damage to the enemy bonus. Pants, again, the armor of Akkhan, pretty much identical to the boots, so we're not really going to touch too much on those. And finally, the last piece of gear, codename Righteous. This is the Krem's buff belt, giving you a 25% additional run speed bonus, but this effect is lost for 5 seconds after taking damage. You also get the Long Arm of the Law passive, the Finery passive, and the Heavenly Strength passive. Cooldown of all skills and resource cost reduction both 10%, and all of the other bonuses shown on screen. Moving on into the skills, the X ability, you want to pick up Justice with the rune Sword of Justice. R2 attack is going to be Judgment. I don't know why it's not on the Judgment. Oh, hold on, I forgot. Just a second. It always does that. Okay, R2 is going to be Judgment with the rune Mass Verdict. Square is going to be Condemn with the rune Unleashed. Triangle is going to be Accurate's Champion with the rune Hasteful. Circle and the Conviction skill tree is going to be Falling Sword with the rune Part the Clouds. And that R1 Steed's Charge for mobility with the rune Endurance. Passives are as follows: Vigilant, Lord Commander, Blunt, and Iron Maiden. You can really put whatever you want because the important ones are already assigned on the gear. Q powers are as follow: Baleful Remnant, Blessed of Hall, and the Ring of Royal Grandeur. Touching on Paragon, we don't have any Paragon distributed, even though we are on the 20k Paragon variant, just to show the pure potential of these builds. Touching on the follower really quick, she is rocking the Cosmic set, and it is the Enchantress follower. So with all of that gone over, let's go ahead and jump into a 150. This build is a little bit slower. Honestly, my fastest run for this is probably like a minute 15, but this is just going to show like the new recipe for our build. So quickly before we get into this, let's just dive right into the final numbers really quick. I usually do this at the end, but I figure it's best we handle it now. 659 billion damage. It's got good strength value, good armor value. Strength is at 186,000. Armor is at 221,000, not bad at all. Bonus damage to elites 395%. Attacks per second 5 with an attack speed increase value at 6%. Critical hit chance and critical hit damage both capped at their respective values. That area damage is at 264%. Holy moly. 99.51% on the cooldown reduction, guys. Oh, it looks so good on there, man. I love it. Fire damage increase and lightning and holy all at 10%. Physical damage increase is at 1 billion. Not bad at all. And just some other stuff right there. Down into the defensive stats. Damage reduction 98.45%, with our resistances being right around 100% if you count the 79 plus the 31, so not too bad. Moving on into the Thorns damage, 300,000, I mean that's pretty great. Total life bonus 220%, life per second 162,000, life per kill 17,000, life per hit 389,000, life per wrath spent 6,640, health globe healing bonus 38,000, bonus to gold/go radius for 150 yards, the biggest number we've ever had here on the channel. The wrath cost reduction 96.84%, movement speed capped at 25% right now, gold find 805%, magic item bind 150%, and finally that bonus experience per kill 8,000. So not bad at all. We've honestly increased the number of affixes and different affixes we're assigning on our gear to try to get our gear to be a little bit more variety, and I'll also fill in a lot of those areas that were blank in the detailed stats. Like, we never had any magic item find before. We usually capped our gold health pickup radius at 70 yards, but you know, we could always get it higher. We also never had any of the area damage really all that much. It was really only prevalent on the Demon Hunter builds, and that's because there was an ethereal affix that gives you a chance to deal area damage on hit, which is like 24%, and then you get like 1,000 dex or something like that. So it's good that we're assigning these on to new characters, and also, just like I said, to give the builds more of their own identity. And also, we really needed to lower the damage number. I found that during all of my testing, anything above 1 trillion damage is going to kill slower than if it's under 1 trillion. All of the EXP builds for all of my different classes all perform better and faster in the same environment in both RAN and GR150s, and the clear speed is noticeably different. So if you have less damage, it seems like the trillion, anything above 1 trillion, it seems like is bad news bears. So we have to completely rework all of our builds. Not saying the builds are bad, like you can still run Outcast and hit some crazy fast times. I mean, I'm not saying that's like impossible, but it's just easier using the EXP variants. So we're trying to keep all of our builds now under that 1 trillion damage cap. I don't think it's even a cap. I think it's just, it buys that you stay lower, you know, because obviously we're killing stuff pretty quick. So that's good. We're going to be featuring a lot more of these builds in softcore non-seasonal and hardcore non-seasonal as well. We just like to test things out in seasonal and then kind of transition into non-seasonal. So expect a lot of this gear being shown for seasonal only to eventually come into non-seasonal. But I do want to note though that the gear in non-seasonal will not have those 3 sockets in the soul shard. The 3 soul shards in the helm. It'll still have 3 sockets, just not the soul shards. So yeah, I didn't really talk too much about how to rock this build. Basically what you want to do is you want to use your siege charge to obviously get around the map very quickly. You want to cast Judgment because it has no cooldown. So you're going to be able to spam your Judgment ability. Like, the only thing you have to wait is that 0.5 mandatory seconds. I don't even think you have to wait that. I mean, it's really, really fast. So you just cast Judgment, and then you hurl your Justice at them, while also semi-casting Condemn every so often, because it is going to take a couple of seconds. Akkhan's champion, obviously, to boost your damage. And if you run into a big mob pack, you want to use your Falling Sword to then get the angels to fight by your side, just to help you clear out those big mob packs. But really, it's just Justice and Judgment at the same time. And whenever you hit something with your Justice, if you have the same setup I do, you're gonna use the Blessed Hammers, which is also good for taking out big groups of enemies. So finally, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you made it all the way till the end, you're an absolute legend, and I really appreciate your support. So expect more new builds on the way for both seasonal and non-seasonal. So expect that. So if that sounds good to you and you're new here and you like the content style of these videos, then definitely let me know by either dropping a like or maybe even consider subscribing to the channel, as that is the best way to push this channel to more users so we can help more people just like you. So thank you again all for watching, and I really hope to catch you all in a future video coming out soon. Stay safe, stay happy, and last but not least, stay game, my friends. Lion Gaming Crew, signing out.